Y.A.A.C Amazing 102.5 FM.
Grand rising, good people. Grand rising to you that are tapped in through our free KMAZ app, and grand rising to you that are listening on our website at www.amazing1025fm.org. I'm so excited to share with you this next guest that I have here today on the Amanda Sapp Morning Show. There's a new segment here that we have entitled Youth in Action. This is where we shine a light on young people ages 16 to 24 who are out here making moves, leading change, and doing good in the community, whether it's through advocacy, service, or innovation. These young leaders are showing us what impact looks like in real time. And today's spotlight is on someone who's doing just that. But first, I want to share a little bit about who she is. Is that okay? You can
Yes,
answer. All right, she is a 21-year-old Houston native and founding member of the Greater Houston Opportunity Youth Collaborative Young Adult Action Advisory Council. That's a mouthful, isn't it? She's also served as a peer navigator, helping connect disconnected youth to education and career opportunities through nonprofit outreach. Please welcome onto our amazing airwaves, the Young Adult Action Advisory Council, Jacqueline Hernandez. Grand Rising.
Hi, good morning. Um, I'm Jacqueline
So glad to
Hernandez.
have you on the airways with us today. If you could, for someone who is just hearing about you for the very first time, tell us just a little bit more about you.
Yes. Well, my name is Jacqueline Hernandez, and as you mentioned, I'm 21 years old, member of the Y.A.A.C, was a peer navigator. I'm a parent of uh one boy. Um, I'm also the oldest sibling, and currently don't know where I want to be yet, but you know, I have dreams of going places.
I love that. I love that. Now, how has your background shaped who you are today?
Um, my background has had a big impact on who I am today because I have lived a life where I always have to take on this role where I have to push through struggles, and um it also like has how do I explain this? Um where I have had to push through struggles and had to problem solve through everything, and it has made me want not anybody else to go through what I've been through.
Mhm.
And, that's why it's led me here today.
I love that. Now, if you could, tell us what inspired you to get involved with the Greater Houston Opportunity Youth Collaborative and help launch the Young Adult Action Advisory Council?
In all honesty, at first it was just something to do because my partner Evan, who is also in the Y.A.A.C, who was in the Y.A.A.C first, was like, "Hey, there's this council. Would you like to join? You'd be helping the community." And I'm like, "That sounds very interesting. I am interested." And then, he brought me along, and one thing led to another.
I love that. Now, for those who may not know exactly what the collaborative is, what does the Young Adult Action Advisory Council do, and why is it important to have voices at the table?
Um, so the youth council provides the perspective of a youth, um, and allows us to give feedback. And the voice of a youth is important because sometimes the perspective isn't fully there, and sometimes it isn't fully taken in mind, especially because, youth is forever changing. It never stays the same. So, having current youth at the table at all times is always great because you have consistent, on time feedback.
I love that. Now, you served as a peer navigator. What kind of support were you able to provide to other young people through this work?
I was mostly outreach, I guess I was just an easier person to talk to, being somebody their age. so they don't have to go and talk to an adult because most of them are like, you know, have anxiety or this or that. And so I was doing outreach, making phone calls, basically either reaching back out or reaching out to see if they were still interested in their programs and making sure they got to where they had to be.
I love that. I love that. Now, from your perspective, what are some of the biggest challenges youth in action? Youth, I'm sorry, that's the name of our segment. But what are some of the biggest challenges youth in Houston are facing right now, and what do you think could help?
I think right now it's um finding a job because the job market isn't great. And then on top of that, it's finding a job that pays enough to keep, someone going. Um, I guess something that could help is more connections with, um, I guess, a broader spectrum of workplaces because some people don't just want to go into health, some people don't just want to go into welding, they want to go into the more intricate places or sometimes the non-traditional pathways, you know. And I think just building more connections, making a bigger web would just help a lot, especially because it gives more options.
I love that. And thank you for sharing that with us, Jacqueline. Now, there's a young person listening right now, and they're thinking to themselves, how can I be a part of the Greater Houston Opportunity Youth Collaborative, the advisory, the Adult Action Advisory Council? How can they do that?
um so we actually have this link and this QR code that I believe would be on the ACAM website if you go online. And they have flyers for both the peer navigator and the Y.A.A.A.C council. And then I think they have this other thing. What is it? I don't recall. My apologies.
That's okay. What
But
website do you have that you can share with us today?
I don't I don't have it on hand.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, we really appreciate you for spending time with us this morning and sharing with us a little bit about how you've been able to get involved in community. We have to wrap this interview up, but what would you say to someone who's just interested in being more involved in community?
Um you should definitely be involved in the community because it's a very great place. You get to meet a lot of people, and even if it's something just as simple as like volunteering at the food bank or just going to pick up trash with other people, um, it's just a good way to get out there and be more sociable and, you know, not feel alone.
I love that. I love that. Miss Hernandez, thank you so much for being my guest here today on the Amanda Sapp Morning Show. Really appreciate you, your time, and all that you're putting out into the community.